Hello traders and welcome back to my YouTube channel, IPDATrader. Now in today's video, we are going to be talking about a concept that is extremely important for your smart money understanding and that actually helps a lot of traders with entries, okay? If you're one of those traders, and we're actually going to be moving this chart away so I can have clean space to work with over here. Let's actually go over here. So if you're a trader and you have the ability of determining your points of interest very well, right? Let's say this is your bearish point of interest, price is coming up, right? You identify that price is now hitting your point of interest, you're looking for entries, right? You may take a sell over here, then you get a spike up, takes you out, right? And then melts down just as you expected. So if you are having this issue where you are getting stopped out constantly too early and then price moves in your direction, then you may want to be watching this video till the end because I'm going to be covering that idea very in depth and I'm going to be giving you some help over there because I know many traders do struggle with this, right? They can very well predict an area where price is likely to sort of move away from, right? And you want to be taking advantage of that move, but for some reason you always get stopped out before the actual moves occur, right? Maybe you get induced over here, moved a little bit higher, you start taking buys, and then you get a quick spike down, and boom, right? As you expected, price moves away from the zone. So that is the idea that we're going to be covering today. Now, if this sounds like something you want to learn today, make sure you stick through the entire video because once again, we're going to be solving this issue for you today. So with all that being said, guys, let's actually get started with today's video. So traders, we're on the drawing board as we usually do on this channel, and as we said, we're going to be discussing the idea of, let's see if this is the right size. Yes, this is correct. Manipulation and reversal. Okay, this occurs very often. Now, you may be asking yourself, where does this occur? Okay, and I'm going to be giving you the first rule right here. You will only look for this at POIs, right? Only at points of interest you want to be looking for this idea. And I can guarantee you guys, if you actually spend time in the charts, watch how candles print, you will see this idea occur very often at point of interest. Okay, so in order to keep it simple for everyone to understand, we're going to be denoting a basic bullish structure over here. Okay, let's say this is your most recent break. This is considered your expansion of the range, which once again you have a video on that topic, so feel free to check that out. And you identify, hey, this is an area where I'm interested in looking for buy positions. Okay, so you are a good trader, you patiently wait for that, right? Imbalances fail on the way, but that's a topic for a different day. And all of a sudden, right, price hits your point of interest. Now you're interested in sort of seeing what's happening, right, in order to take potential buy entries to continue with the bullish trend over here. Okay, so pretty simple. The idea is the following. Okay, as price is hitting your point of interest, there is a very high probability that either liquidity has been grabbed into your POI or liquidity needs to be engineered in your point of interest. And this is where the idea of manipulation actually comes into play. Okay, so let's imagine price is now at your point of interest and now you're seeing something like this develop, right? You're seeing a consolidation occur, you're seeing some sort of lows being printed, maybe you get a move through that and then you move away, right over here. Well, unless this is an impulsive move going up, you don't want to be interested just yet, right? What you want to be seeing is the following, guys. You want to be seeing that manipulation, and once again, let's actually remove this because it doesn't need to be exactly equal lows or very few lows being taken, whatever it may be. No, the point here is the following, guys. You want to see consolidation, right? Something of this sort. And even if price starts moving away just like this, you don't want to be entering just yet because you are likely to get manipulated, because you need to understand that is very likely that manipulation is going to occur over here. So what you actually want to be doing is you want to be waiting for that spike down, right? That's going to clear all this liquidity and the moves away, okay? When this has occurred, guys, and I'm going to be giving you the key over here, guys. In order to identify this successfully, what you want to see is weak bearish candles coming down and an impulse coming all the way up, okay? This should signify you that liquidity has been engineered, liquidity has been grabbed, and now momentum has shifted back bullish. This is where you want to be getting involved in the market. This is where you then go and denote whatever point of interest creates over here, and you set your limit order and you say to yourself, hey, if price returns over here, I'm going to be executing a buy position, setting my stop loss, whether it be below the lows or below the point invalidation point, which is going to be below your point of interest, to then continue higher, right? Because think about what just happened over here, okay? So let's do a brief summary. You identified a break in your direction, right? And an impulsive move up. You waited for that retracement all the way down, which filled plenty of imbalances, most likely, right? All that sort of stuff. Then, once price is finally hitting your point of interest, you are not entering right away on the first move up, right? On the first bullish candle that prints in your point of interest. No, that's how you're getting stopped out all the time. You need to wait for the manipulation to occur. And the best way to identify that is seeing a move through liquidity, right, in the opposite direction, and a change in momentum up. Okay, that's going to be a very nice confirmation that you are now in the right side of the market and that you can now take buy positions, right? You see that liquidity being engineered. You see that spike down that clears and takes all these early buyers out, and you see the shifts in momentum. That should then signify you that we're now ready to move higher, okay? So very simple and easy to understand. And we're actually going to be covering, whoops, my bad. Let's go back over here. Let's remove, not the entire thing actually. Let's remove the drawings over here, and we're going to be sort of covering a different scenario that is also likely to happen. Okay, and this time we're going to be working with a bearish POI over here, right? Once again, the focus of this video is manipulation and revert. Let's just say this is your break. This is now your, let's look over here. You're looking at this POI for whatever reason that may be, right? You're waiting for price to come up. You see how this is likely to be a retracement leg due to the nature of this leg. You can see how weak the bullish price action is being shown over here and delivered. So you wait for your point of interest. Price is now at your point of interest, right? Well, not yet. This is where we go with the second example over here, okay? There's also a probability, right? Listen to me carefully, that liquidity is going to be engineered right below, in this case, because this is a bearish POI, right below your point of interest, right? And you will see that spike up, tap into the point of interest, shift in momentum back down. This is the same idea, okay? It won't always engineer liquidity in your point of interest. There is also a probability it will get engineered right below or above it, okay, just like in this example over here, right? And we're actually going to be drawing it much cleaner for everyone to see. So it is important, guys. The market will try to make you sell early, okay? So it will consolidate, create liquidity. It may actually start moving down, guys, but if you have not seen the manipulation yet, you're not interested in this market, okay? You need to wait for that manipulation in the opposite direction, right? Potential tap into your point of interest and impulse move down, sort of shift in momentum, right? Once again, you want to be seeing maybe weaker bullish price action, right? Coming up, manipulating the highs over here, right? And then the big bearish candle that should now signify you, hey, we've now manipulated people. We've now tapped into a point of interest. We've been filling inefficiencies all the way up. We've created a retracement leg with weak bullish price action. What is the probability we're now going to be continuing down? You really need to take a second and ask that question, okay? What is the probability we're now going to be continuing down? And if you ask myself, I would tell you extremely high, okay? What can you do next? We'll simply work with a point of interest, right? You may want to be using the last up candle before the down candle, whatever you want to use, but you are now sure that, hey, people have been taken out, momentum has shifted back bearish, we're now good for sales, okay? And I'm not saying, right, this is going to work 100% of the time, but this is a very, very high probability scenario, okay? Especially if your structure idea is correct, if your liquidity idea is correct, if your timing is correct, and sort of you wait for that liquidity grab to happen and unfold, whether that is within your point of interest, remember the two options, right? Within your point of interest or just below or above it, okay? So you see that, you wait for the manipulation of the highs, you wait for the shift in momentum, pretty key and important, right? If you manipulate the highs and then start moving down, but it's not sort of big bearish momentum, let's say you get weak bearish delivery, right? Then you may want to still be waiting for more information, guys. You need to see that shift in direction, right? And intention. So you wait for that, you can place your sell limit over here and you take the sells back down. And you are going to be having a good time because you actually were a patient trader, right, that waited for the highs to be manipulated and avoided getting stopped in this little movement over here, where most people are really getting stopped and induced into taking sells, right? And that's why you get that swift move up, spike up, manipulate everyone out, shift the momentum, and now we go all the way down, okay? So that is essentially the idea I wanted to present you in this video, okay? I'm not trying to make this video too long. I've got plenty of things to worry about, but I still wanted to provide you with this value and information. It's extremely powerful information if applied correctly, okay? So guys, with all that being said, we're going to be jumping right back into the charts and we're going to be taking a look at different examples of this unfold, right? So let's actually go ahead and jump back into the charts. So traders, we're now back on the charts, and as we said, what we're simply going to be doing over here is sort of going over an example that I found so that I can sort of make sure you guys understand the ideas and concepts that I've just tried to explain to you guys. So we're going to be keeping it rather simple. Once again, let's imagine this is your break over here, right, with this red line. This is your break. This is your impulse moving up, right? And now you are waiting for that retracement. That is currently unfolding, and you want to see a tap into your point of interest, right? The last sell before you buy candle to potentially continue up, right? So that is sort of your expectation as you are looking at this market. Now, as price is approaching your point of interest, you want to be zooming into lower time frame. And this sort of shows a clear picture of what's happening over here, okay? So with the information that you have now, you should be able to see that this is looking like scenario number 2, right? Which I just presented to you guys. We can see a bunch of consolidation and lows being created over here. We see this big bullish candle over here. So you know people are starting to get into buys. So what you want to be doing, you want to be the smart trader that is waiting for that manipulation into the top, into the shift in momentum to continue with the buys up, okay? So you wait as of now, right? If you're taking entries at this point because you see this big bullish candle, you're definitely getting in too early, okay? So that's why you want to see that consolidation. You want to see that get taken out into the top. So now we wait, okay? Let's slow this down a little and let's see what unfolds, right? So price is now sort of playing around, right? It's essentially creating more liquidity. Now you see the big move down, right? Not yet. We don't have a tap, so we're not interested as of now, right? We might have to speed this up a little. Price is creating a whole bunch of liquidity, okay? And now that liquidity is being taken into your point of interest right over here with this move down. So with what I've just explained to you guys, if you now see a big move up, right? You should be aware that, hey, now buys may be valid. Reason being is because you have your higher time frame point of interest, you have a whole bunch of liquidity being created over here, you have a whole bunch of people getting FOMO'd into buys, right? With this wick over here, this was at the time the big bullish candle, right? So people are getting into buys, but you see that clean, smooth, swift move down, which is grabbing all this liquidity. So all you need to wait now is a shift in momentum, okay? So there you go. You get this big bullish candle after manipulating all these lows over here. What is the probability that now this low is going to hold and that now we can continue up? Now, how you enter this trade, completely up to you, right? You can simply take a buy somewhere over here, right? Or even over here, as long as your stop loss is kept below the low that has manipulated the consolidation over here, you're going to be good, right? Or if you're not sure if price wants to tap deeper, you can always keep your stop loss below the invalidation point. That is essentially up to you. But let's say you place your stop loss below the low and now you're anticipating price to move higher. Reason being, once again, bunch of consolidation right above your point of interest, right over here. Inducement with this big bullish candle at a time, where coffee and traders, wherever it may be, they are going to be getting into buys and they are going to get taken out because the manipulation has not occurred yet. Okay, you can even see triple bottom over here. You know, retail traders are getting involved. So now you can take the buys and you are expecting that this low is not going to be taken out because the manipulation has already occurred and you've seen the shift in momentum with these two big bullish candles coming up after the manipulation. Okay, if these two candles were to occur before the manipulation, this would be considered inducement. Okay, so keep that idea in mind. And now you can see that price starts moving higher. Reason being is because you actually were a patient trader. You waited for the consolidation, you waited for the manipulation, you waited for the shift in momentum, and you are now safe. You know that we're not going to be getting below this low. And if we do, which is a probability, don't get me wrong, what we do here is play with probabilities, then you're simply going to take a stop loss and that's going to be it, right? Nevertheless, you didn't do anything wrong. It was just the probability not playing out at that point, right? So you don't need to stress about that too much. As long as you're following your plan and doing your thing, you're going to be good. But if you start trying to take buys anywhere inside this area where the manipulation has not yet occurred, you're going to get hurt. I can guarantee you that. Now, with all that being said, guys, I don't want to make this video too long. If you actually got some value over here and knowledge, please feel free to subscribe, leave a comment with video suggestions. I'm always open to that and all that sort of stuff, right? So feel free to walk around the channel, see the different videos we have. You will find plenty of valuable and important information regarding the Forex market. I can guarantee you that. So with all that being said, guys, I want to thank you everyone for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you actually enjoyed, and I will see you guys very soon. Take care.